All right. Good evening, everyone from SpeedGaming. Today we have a race for the Super Metroid Randomizer multi-category tournament. We're going to be having Snake versus the thecraneop with the Week 7 settings, which is full countdown, full area randomization, random start, and the boss shuffle is turned on. So, we could be ending up anywhere as bizarre as Lower Norfair or even the wrecked ship. So it'll be interesting to see where we start out. Runners will be starting in about the next 30 seconds ETA. And I'm excited to see how this goes. For those that are not aware of what full area means, you could be entering one transition from, say, Criteria all the way into Lower Norfair and things like that. I can't explain everything in full detail, but we're going to start in Lower Norfair. And you can see on the top left, there's Low North and the number. That is explaining how many majors are left in each location. So Various is going to be counting as one of those. And interesting, Snake decides to go up to the maze. I don't think there's anywhere we can go without Morphball here. Now we do know there's 3 majors here in Lower Norfair, but that does not include things, or the energy tanks and the reserve tanks. So these are 3 very juicy items. Items like gravity suit or any of the beams, all the good stuff. thecraneop is going to be finding the power bombs. That will help to find the item, probably escaping out of Lower Norfair. The last item, I think... Well, I guess they could go down and check the power bombs of shame. I don't advise doing that. You probably get soft locked. This is a very difficult start for the runners, so there could be a couple deaths in this beginning sequence. Snake not being able to see where that claw is, that's going to make this jump a lot harder. And as I say that, thecraneop does take the first death. There might be quite a few of those before we get out of here. Snake going to restart the room. Understandable, it's really hard to see in there. So, I'm not very in tune with this random location start, but I do believe that on their exit they will be given a beam that can deal damage to the 3 musketeers on their way out. I don't think the game forces you to either tank or avoid the 3 musketeers. What really makes this entire sequence difficult is that you need to get all the way down here to grab these power bombs, and then you also need to get all the way back up through the boulders and whatnot. So there's a lot of rubble in your way. One thing the runners could do as well is, oh, Snake's gonna try and do reverse amphitheater with 60 health. I don't see that working out too well. Oh yeah, and someone did point out in chat, you could also find Screw on your way out of here. Anything that can take care of the Three Musketeers. Snake narrowly avoiding that boulder. Oh, but does get shot. This is not an easy start. Cranope will be exploring this area. Oh yeah, looks like they skate with power bombs as well. And they do get the morph ball. That will allow them to, you know, go many places. Morph ball being a very necessary item in this game. But does get spat on. Did Snake grab morph ball? I don't believe... Yeah, can't get through there without morph ball. You could also leave here without grabbing those power bombs, making the exit of Lower Norfair a lot easier. But leaving without bombs can be pretty risky. Yeah, the only thing I can imagine that would make this a little bit easier of an escape is to avoid grabbing those power bombs at the bottom, which it could pay off, especially with this being a full area randomization. We don't know what's going to be on the other side of that portal. Oh. Well, with not much being able to be said here, I guess I'll take this time to thank the organizers who made this entire tournament possible. They're the real MVPs for helping set up everything, helping schedule all the times and dates for streaming for these restreams. Also, huge shoutouts to all those who helped track and, of course, those who did commentary. You know, I just thought about something I said earlier, that avoid grabbing these power bombs is actually not a great idea at all. If you don't get these power bombs, you're not able to grab the item that's right next to the key hunters, and that's probably your key to beating them. Power bombs do not deal damage to the key hunters. We can try all we might, but they will not be taking any ticks of damage. Snake gonna be trying to go down to this this lower part of Lower Norfair. There are 3 key hunters down here as well, so it's not really an easy trip by any means. This is an absolutely confusing start for anyone who isn't familiar with Super Metroid. For those who may be just jumping in, The way we're gonna have to deal with these key hunters on our exit of Lower Norfair. After grabbing these power bombs, there's going to be a major next to the key hunters, to the secret spot on the left side, and that's going to be our key for killing the key hunters. It could be something like Screw Attack or Plasma Beam. I think it could also be Spazer, but I'm not 100% sure if that does damage to key hunters. Either way, it will be the thing that will let us get through that area. Crane finally gonna be revealing to us what this item is. And it's Plasma Beam. Now, Crane needs to be careful peeking these key hunters. If he gets a little bit too close to the side, they will swoop down and do a devastating blow of 100 damage. That's the first key hunter. Crane does look like they're being very careful. That's the second. And that's the third. Crane finally going to be showing some progression. This is a very brutal start. Huge shoutouts to Crane. With our first door transition, we're back to Criteria, somewhere a lot more safe. Some might even call it home. Randomizer, definitely be careful here. You don't want to take a death at this point. Not before a save, at least. Gonna be checking this portal, and that's a nice transition. Big hub for many, many portals in Red Brinstar. And Crane locks that position. We will not be back in Lower Norfair for a while. Now at this point, it looks like it's basically vanilla start, except we have Varia, Plasma, and Morphle already at our disposal. And we are going to be very happy to take that E-Tank. After what we've seen, this is a nice little peace of mind. We're going to be checking the under retro mother brain. I think that's what that's called. Another E-tank. I'll take that. Snake looking like... Oh, gonna be taking a little bit of an acid bath. Probably wasn't sure where they had to bomb. But probably knows that there is an item there, though. Snake is looking a little defeated on this end screen, but as far as I'm aware, there is no forfeit yet. Craneop is going to be grabbing their first super pack. That does open a lot. That opens up most of the game, actually. And we are going to be checking Billy Mays. Always nice to pay him a visit. Sometimes you get 2 majors for the price of 1, but as we can see by that 1 on the top left, we're only going to be getting 1 plausibly. Looks like Billy Mays is only selling us an E-tank and a super missile, but with a little investment of our time and some fanfare tax, we'll be grabbing those. Oh, and that looks like that was Torian, if I caught that right. So, it's nice to know where the golden 4 are when we're ready for that. Snake? Oh, that was really close. Really getting his toes cooked. Oh, Snake! Snake! Alright, that's the only one you're getting out of me. CraneOP does remember that Bomb Chorizo is available. We do have Varia Tweaks turned on, so if CraneOP does pick up this item, regardless if they have bombs or not, this Bomb Chorizo will activate. Snake finally grabbing their plasma beam. Now Snake, as I've mentioned before, does need to be careful when peeking at these key hunters. If he stands a little bit too close to the side, they will jump down at him. Ooh, these key hunters do seem to be nice today, though. And Snake's gonna make it out of there. Snake finally getting a breath of fresh air back in Criteria. And CraneOP getting close to leaving it. And we're gonna find Screw Attack over in Terminator. It's a nice little pickup, plus we don't have to worry about any of the other items here. We're ready to just leave and check the next portal. And we're going to be finding Green Brinstar with 4 majors. We're definitely going to be doing quite a extensive search through this area, leaving almost no nook and cranny undiscovered other than probably Waterway. Unless if I get Speed Booster. And where did Snake find this portal? Was this at Red Brinstar? Red Tower? Okay, so Snake's gonna be exploring the Red Tower portals first before exploring any other parts of Criteria. Unfortunately, without supers though, and missiles, we can't get much other than this last portal on the left side. Someone's asking of all the week 7 seeds, was this the worst starting one? This one was one of the most brutals. It's one of the most brutal starts from the selection that we have. And definitely takes quite a bit of a careful movement to get out of there. CraneOP, as you can hear, did get the reverse gate. Man. Are the animals holding everything? We do also have all the items at the first... I actually don't remember what that area is called. The top of Green Brinstar. Where to find gravity? That opens up, we did see West Meridia over on Snake's side. So... I didn't catch the number counts of how many majors were there, though. And Mission Impossible just gonna have some missiles. Looks like Snake may have powerbombed the platform, making this a longer jump to get up to the top of Red Tower than normal. It might be smart to refresh the room so you get that platform back. Looks like that's what Snake's gonna do. Also, probably a smart idea to grab an extra power bomb. They're right here. And Crane does find the charge beam over in the, I think this is a super missile normally. Down at the Edecoons. With this loadout, I mean, we're just either Ice Beam, Speed Booster, or even finding Dragon in a random boss location away from Go mode. Which is despite how awful this seed was to start, that's a pretty quick Go mode if you ask me. Well, I guess I shouldn't speak too soon. It's not actually Go mode. Snake gonna be checking this top portal transition, which leads to Lower Norfair, or Upper Norfair, which is actually, despite how bizarre this route divergence is, that might be a nice place to be. Not that many majors in this location, but it could be something that gives them the upper edge. Randomizer does find Space Jump. And that's the last major in Green Brinstar. Crane Up also finding Upper Norfair, but that's Crocamire's entrance, which is connected to the Green Brinstar. It's actually a very smooth connection. And in hindsight is really good routing. Not that they could ever know that. This is full area randomization. With Snake's current gear, it almost looks like the start of this match was at Green or the Bubble Mountain. But don't be deceived, it was at Lower Norfair. It was a very tough start. Ooh, Snake going through this left side could be a potential soft lock if Business Center ends up not having either supers or supers, because you do get locked by a super missile door after this door transition. Oh, and Crane saw one of the majors here. I actually missed that. Looks like it was bombs. At this point in the race, especially with 25 power bombs not going to do you much extra, but it's always nice to have. You can't really soft lock yourself anymore once you got those. It's not impossible, but it makes it very hard to do. And finding those super missiles were definitely fine going in this direction. Snake having a very rough time. This is not an easy seed. And without anything to traverse that top half, you do have to do a pretty tricky wall jump. Or a power bomb, I forgot. I was so used to seeing the Bubble Mountain starts where people had to do a wall jump at the bottom to get up there. And Snake does find Wave Beam. It's one of my favorite things to find, one of my favorite beams. Of course, Plasma's gonna give you your most damage, but I find Wave with the X factors and all that, I feel like that's a better beam to find. Looks like Snake's having a little trouble getting through this, getting to Ice Beam. One thing to note is that you can run through the first gate and then Mach Ball in between the two gates that block your way through the speed booster check. But regardless, Snake does get that Mach Ball, but it wasn't fast enough to make the second gate. Craneop entering into Business Center. We'll see where they check first. It looks like they're going to be finding Wave Beam, and I'd be tempted to say that they won't be checking much of anything else. These two super packs are nice to grab, but with Charge and Plasma Beam, you do already have a really good damage output. I'd still definitely grab them in this position. I actually don't know what Snake's reserve count is right now. But at this point, yeah, looking a little low on health. So for those who are tuning in and maybe wondering what happened at the very start of this race, we ended up starting in Lower Norfair, and it was very difficult for both of these runners to traverse, and Craneop did fortunately get through it at, I think, around the 15-minute mark. But that being said, it is not an easy start, and I'm glad that both of these runners powered through it. I'm sure through the back of their head, they're probably thinking that the other runner must have gone blazing through this, but it's very difficult to get out of there. Craneop did find Speed Booster, and I do believe that is just in general go mode. We gotta just find the portal transitions at this point. And we do find Dragon, so if Snake, I mean, it's pretty hard to not find speed before entering Wreck Ship. But, either way, we do not need Speed or Ice to finish this game. Because we do have Dragon. Not in the location, we have it in Wreck Ship. Craneop is going to be setting up for the quick kill, and unfortunately doesn't grab the wall in time. We'll just let Dragon carry him around. Nice little spin. Might get a couple love taps. Dragon being very nice today. Not a single one. And that's going to be Dragon down. And that is one of the 4 golden... I said it way backwards. The golden 4. CraneOp is going to be checking this backside of East Meridia, which we know that take from at least Snake POV. We got to see that Forgotten Highway connects to the left side of Red Tower. Now, I think CraneOp hasn't been here before, so other than the I forget what that entrance is, the one that's hidden. Got to peek at that when they came through Criteria. Gonna be finding the top of East Meridia, which at this point is a very good thing to find. We are definitely looking to beat this game as fast as possible. Got blocked by the snail trying to go up. Gonna be going for a little bit of a backup on this small platform here. Does get the short charge. And there's Snake's speed booster. Now, Snake does not have gravity coming into this wrecked ship, so will not be having as easy of a time. In fact, I don't think they have any plausible escape to get out of Dragon's Lair, so unfortunately we'll be having to come back here. And welcome everyone from SpeedGaming 4. For those who may be just tuning in and wondering what's going on, this seed had us start at the bottom of Lower Norfair with a random location start, and it was a very hard terrain for these runners to go through. CraneOP probably wants to be extra prepared in case this is Ridley. To make sure that they have a good ammunition count. But if all else fails, they do have charge and plasma, so regardless of the outcome, should make quick work of Ridley if it is Ridley. And it looks like both Ridley and Dragon switched places, so we still have no clue what the other two bosses are going to be looking like, if they'll be vanilla or swapped between each other. One more charge shot, even a super missile at this point, I think would take care of that squid. You know what? Even just one missile. That was a pretty cooked squid at that point. That is 2 down and 2 to go for CraneOP. And we're gonna be finding Phaser. Come on, CraneOP, don't you want to pick that up? It's another beam. So we know what one of the two majors are in East Meridia at this point, which is Phaser. The other locations I don't think we've checked yet are both Sand Pits, we have Shack Tool, and Plasma Beam. Although those are all very slow checks, and I wouldn't be surprised if the CraneOP just decides to check the next portal. That is one thing that in these full area randomizations that I strongly suggest runners do, is when you enter an area like East Meridia, Wrecked Ship, or Lower Norfair, both of those transitions only have 2 transitions, and if you don't know what's at the end of the other transition, you're still looking for Kraid, it might be worth, Kraid's lair, it might be worth checking that other portal. Sometimes they'll be tucked behind one of those long treks. And as I speak, we do find Kraid's lair at the other side of East Meridia. Snake gonna be heading into their fight for Dragon, although I don't believe Snake has any way to get out of here. Crane finding some nice kicks. Them high jump boots. Gonna make the trek back through East Meridia a lot nicer. And we're gonna find Vanilla Kraid, so that means Ridley's back down in Lower Norfair, where they originally started. And I think it's a fitting boss, the hardest boss being in the hardest location to start. Randomizer getting a very nice quick kill on the Kraid. We're not going to be seeing any Kraid DLC, nor is Kraid going to be taken to prom from Crane's hands. I just took a peek at Snake's side. It looks like we're trying to get to the other side of the wrecked ship. I don't think it's going to be an easy time, though, trying to get across this... trying to get across all this. I think Snake saved at the wrecked ship, so if they're trying to get back into the wrecked ship, it might be better to restart. I might be wrong on that, though. CraneOP bonking his head on blocks that are very much destroyed afterwards. That looks funny. Crane taking a moment to look at their map, trying to figure out where to go next. And where we go next is right where we started, back to Lower Norfair. And Snake will take a reset. thecraneop coming back here with a very kitted setup, looking at these key hunters like they're nothing. But they certainly weren't nothing when we first got here. Ooh. Nice speed booster kill there, Crane. It's pretty hard to get the second one, but regardless, that was actually impressive. I know Crane is pretty new. I think this is the first tournament that both of these runners have ever attended. Snake not having the best time with the crumble shaft room. There's a couple ways of doing this. You can buffer a jump by doing either L or R to cancel your spin and then also turning around. And then another way you can handle this is while jumping on the side of each of these crumble blocks. Looks like Snake's just gonna take the Crocomire speed booster road. And thecraneop with that massive amounts of super packs is gonna make some quick work of Ridley. Looks like Ridley might already be dead. Just needs to realize that he's dead. And there we go. Snake finally finding that green Brinstar. Something that I'm sure they would have liked to found a long time ago. For those who are tuning in and wondering what happened in this race, the start of this race ended up being in Lower Norfair because this is a random start location, and both of these runners were having a very difficult time traversing and getting out of Lower Norfair. Craneop with the Golden 4 down does need to now make their way to Torian, which I believe Craneop did check the bottom of Mean Road, which is where we'll find Torian's entrance. I actually don't remember where a gravity suit is, but at this point, Snake might be finding gravity suit and be in go mode before taking down any bosses, which you don't quite see that often. Craneop doing some nice moonfall, very quick movement, getting through all this retro, the climb, and also through retro Mother Brain. And there's Snake's Go mode, found back in the Green Brinstar. Having the gravity suit and everything else needed to beat the game. Snake finding his screw attack at Terminator. It's gonna make lower Norfair a lot easier once we come back to that. Very nice item to find. Crane doesn't have Ice Beam, so we will have to use 3 power bombs in each room, minimum. Oh, Snake does find himself fighting Snake, the Bomb Treezo, and I thought that would have one-shotted the Bomb Treezo, but it looks like it did blow head off first and then ended up killing him the next frame after. You may notice that Snake doesn't have bombs, but with this week's randomization, we do have Varia tweaks turned on, so that changes a couple things of the game. Does include that you fight Bomb Chorizo, regardless of what the item is on the pedestal. Now, after that motherly love time that Samus had with the baby, we do get to our final stretch, which is getting to Mother Brain. Snake returning to the lower Norfair, and probably not happy about these key hunters and everything else that's involved in this random location start. Crane making quick work of Mother Brain 1. Gonna be stepping into Mother Brain 2. As for Snake, I hope Snake takes a save here. This fight with Ridley is not the easiest. Does have 3 reserve tanks, so does have quite a bit of health to work with. Without high jump though, it does make the fight a lot harder. Thecraneop does have enough health, especially with a reserve tank, if they know how to do stand-up glitch, and it looks like we might be getting that. Did Crane take off Varia soon? I feel like that was more damage than you normally would have taken. Crane did turn off Varia soon. Hopefully that doesn't have much of an impact. Should be fine. We have an insanely high amount of health for this stage of the game. Snake getting their first boss fight, which is Ridley. Did not take a save before this fight, so I hope the best for him. Mother Brain getting a little close. Craneop definitely doesn't want to get pushed to the corner too hard. Get off me. One more shot. No, Mother Brain's just dancing. And Snake actually defeats Ridley without getting grabbed at the end there. Don't get to see that often. Craneop making the last couple of steps before being done with this seed. This seed was very rough to start, and hope everyone's got their GGs ready in the chat. And that's going to be doing it for the Crane Operator. Clocking in with a time of 1:17:56 over on the race time. So, GG's to Crane. This is the last week of this tournament bracket, and that's going to leave Crane with the standing of a 2-5. And here we are joined with Crane. Crane, good game.
Thank you, sir.
So, what did you hate? I'll go for it.
Yeah, the lower Norfair start is definitely troublesome.
Yeah, I've got to ask, what's your least favorite part about that start?
Dying, 8 times or whatever.
Yeah, that does get a little annoying.
It's all bad, man. I mean, everything down there hits like a tank, even with Various Suit. And I knew, okay, I need those power bombs. And so I had to get those and then go get Morph Ball. And, you know, at that point, you're at the mercy of whatever's behind the Three Musketeers back there. And I'm like, if it's ice, you know, you guys are just going to have to sit through the slow 60 shots apiece. Because I am not dodging key hunters.
Yeah, and I wouldn't blame you for doing that. But thankfully, we found Plasma Beam instead, so it was a pretty quick work.
Yeah, that was about the best outcome. I saw that. That was definitely the best part at the start, just seeing that plasma beam.
Yeah, and I saw Snake trying to be a little bit creative and thinking maybe we can go to the left side to try and get some progression that way, but you're kind of just locked in going out of Lower Norfair at that point.
Yeah, it's kind of a one-way trip.
So, how are you feeling after you got out of Lower Norfair?
I was feeling a lot better. I got out and I saw the moat. I'm like, thank God, out of the fire and into the soup. I wanted to take a dip just to cool off. But yeah, then it's more like a normal seed. You just item hunt, and this was a generous seed. I'll tell you that much. It's like just everything you wanted right along the path.
Yeah, and I think the unfortunate route divergence that Snake ended up taking was going down to that red tower portal, and despite seeing 4 majors and criteria, decided to venture forward and look at those portals, which I think that ended up causing a lot of time loss.
It's actually kind of one of the problems with Red Tower and area rando, unless you're doing light area, but in full area for sure, because it's such a big hub that you can find rabbit hole after rabbit hole. So the way I've started playing these, so I did a few practice seeds this week, was kind of focus on clearing areas a little more rather than following down all those transitions. It's nice to have the information, but get your items first and then kind of move on.
Yeah, and I actually got to see your very first match going against Kip, and I've seen some massive amounts of improvement in your gameplay.
Yeah, I will admit, that was probably not a good marker to gauge by. I played like garbage, and
I'm sure there was a bunch of pressure.
Yeah, nerves with the first match, and I had some technical difficulties and some other stuff, and I was trying to troubleshoot that and all that at the start of the match. I have gotten better since then, for sure.
I can see that. It's pretty phenomenal.
Yeah. I'm starting to get a lot more comfortable with some of the ridiculous strats. Definitely not happy about my movement at all, but I haven't really practiced or grinded movement. It's been more boss fights, and especially with Randomizer, it's learning how you can get through the areas on different item sets, all the cool tricks, stuff like that. That's where my focus was.
And I definitely got to see that with the quick kill on Kraid, and knowing where Fantoon's going to open his eye during his little figure 8 rotations.
Right. That one still, I need a lot of practice on that one. Cougar gave me some tips on which patterns to start memorizing first. They said everything kind of opens up after that. And still need to dig into that, get into the practice hack, and do some RNG, forced RNG stuff.
Yeah, one thing to note is like when after the very first time he exposes himself and then you reset that cycle, whichever side that he starts on is also going to be the same side that he opens his eye on. And so if he starts on the left side, he'll always open his eye on the left side.
Yeah, pro tips. Nice. Well, noted. We'll put it that way. Thank you. Yeah, but it was a good race. Once things got rolling, I kind of settled in, got a little more comfortable. I think it went pretty well. For the most part, routed it pretty well. That was just blind luck, though.
Yeah, that was really well played.
Yeah. I know I had the decision after the wreck ship I thought about bailing out the front because I'm like, the back's so long, and what are the chances? It's something I really need there. I know where Turian is already. I was thinking the only thing it could be that would be helpful is Kraid, and then I thought, but if it's Kraid and I don't go now, and sure enough, it was Kraid's lair. So
yeah, I think that was actually at the top of East Meridia. And yeah, I was actually mentioning how important it is to, if you don't know the other side of these two-way portals, all of like Lower Norfair, East Meridia, and Wreckship, all of them only have 2 portals, and if you don't know the other side and you're still looking for Kraid's lair, those could be a nice thing to check.
Never found Croc. I don't know where he was at.
I don't think we've seen Croc.
Yeah, he's hiding. Oh, I see a question in chat asking about the Crane quick kill setup. So yeah, the bomb strat is I stole it from Junie. Junie stole it from somebody else. It actually worked pretty well. It eliminates the timing on the first jump. You can just set a bomb at the right time, and then it blasts you up, and you can get off 2 missiles, and then back it up with supers.
That's a really interesting setup. I don't think I've ever seen that.
It normalizes a little bit, just because, like I said, the bomb takes care of the timing on the first jump, and yeah, it works. It took me a while to figure out the bomb timing. I screwed that one up a lot, and I still sometimes, I mean, with the lag and everything, it gets kind of tricky. But it's effective. I think I'm more confident with the other strat, but I've been practicing that one so much that's like all I do every time I come to Crane now. And I had, charge plasma. I could have gone for the charge shot and 4 supers.
Yep, and for any new runner, I think that's the easiest strat of these 3 now ideas that I've heard.
Yeah, absolutely. There is a 4th one too. Not many people can pull it off though, which is the 13 missile Crane quick kill.
Oh yeah, I've seen that once.
Shout out to Ruya.
That is crazy.
Yeah. He did that in one of the races in this tournament too. And the crazy thing about it was he had the supers. He just chose to use the missiles just for meme purposes.
Oh, weird flex, but okay.
Right?
Snake could be setting up some X factors for this fight.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like they quite hit all of them though.
Yeah, the old rain dance. That's not a strat I've even practiced yet.
So did you know that you could start in Lower Norfair coming into this?
I did, yeah. It's not one that I practiced. I think I actually did one Lower Norfair start in a previous random start, but in this tournament, none of the practice for this tournament. I ended up with one.
Yeah.
There were some others that kind of threw me that I had to learn. The tower start's kind of weird.
There's a red tower start?
Yeah, you start on the red tower elevator.
Gosh, there's so many. I didn't even know that one was a thing.
Yeah. That one throws a lot of people because your instinct is to say, well, Morph Ball's going to be at Alpha PBs. It's not. You actually have to make your way all the way back to Criteria.
No.
Which, if you're not in area rando, is not really a big deal. You're kind of right there. But in area rando, sometimes you might have to take a little detour through some other areas to get to the Criteria. Nice. Snake finishing off Dragon there.
All right, and I was gonna ask if you wanted to, I guess you could just sit here and chat and calm if you wanted. Otherwise, if you have to go, that's also understandable.
I am really tempted, but it turns out I got called in for work tomorrow, so I probably should get some rest.
All right, well, I hope you get the best of rest. That was a really good race, and it's sad to see that this is the last of the week, so I'm getting a little emotional.
Yeah, there'll be plenty more Super Metroid out there.
I certainly hope so. I mean, this is both your and my first tournament ever attending, and it's been a blast.
Yeah, there's some really cool groups of people that they're always doing goofy stuff, multis and races and whatever. So it's not hard to still find fun stuff to do. And there will be more tournaments, I'm sure. I'm looking forward to whatever comes next.
Same. I hope to see you there. Whatever comes next.
All right. So yeah, appreciate you doing comms. Appreciate Nick, Timothy, and the tracking there. Without you guys, we really don't get much for restreams. So
yeah, I figured it's the last week, so I wanted to try and get as much up on restreams as possible. I saw this match already had a tracker, but I still wanted to try and contribute, so decided to sign up for comms.
You did like 3 different races today, right?
Yeah, this is the 3rd race I'm am participating in. This is the only one I'm calming in.
All right. Tracking on the other two. Well, GG. It's a valiant effort. Appreciate that.
Thank you. And any other closing thoughts on this race?
Really, I just want to thank everybody and the tournament organizers for putting this on. It's been a blast. Thanks to everyone in chat hanging out and, you know, sharing their 2 bits. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right. Thanks for coming in for the interview.
Yep, you got it. Y'all
And
have a good night.
Yeah, catch you later.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. I think if I remember correctly, I think Phantoon is caught up in the East Meridia boss location in Dragon's Lair. And we definitely don't want to forget about checking the back entrance, the very top of East Meridia, because that's going to be Kraid's Lair. Snake going up through this this area that you don't get to see often. I don't even know what the name of it is. So Snake wanting to try and get to East Meridia as fast as possible. That is in Red Tower, above the glass that you can break. That's where the rest of the progression is throughout the scene. So until we come across that path once again, looks like we'll be here for the ride. And Snake maybe not knowing where all the item placement is too well. This is this area you only really see in map percent completion. For those speedrunners who like to fill out the entire map. We did take down Dragon, so we can check the plasma beam location, but with no majors here, there isn't much reason to do that. Oh wait, no, we're still in West Meridia. What am I thinking? This portal's going to be taking us back to Crateria. And then the other portal will be leading to Green Brinstar if they like to go through there. You know, I don't think anyone's gone through this portal. This could be where Crocomire is hiding. I might be wrong on that, but I'd still love to see him. If say hi. Make sure he's still in the seed. Looks like I called it. Now you do not need to commit to this fight when it's area transition or random area locations. We could decide to leave, but with Plasma Charge, it's not that long to just do one quick power shot to take down Crocomire. We do get a major here, but we already know it's not any movement items, except maybe Spring Ball. Maybe we get to see some Spring Ball. And would you look at that, we do get to find Spring Ball. Definitely one of the fan favorite items. Alright, and looking at the race time GG, it does look like Snake does forfeit this match. Well played for both runners. This seed had an absolutely brutal beginning, starting us in Lower Norfair with absolutely nothing other than a Varia and a dream to get out of Lower Norfair. Kudos to both runners for sticking through it and getting out of that transition. It was not an easy feat. And if Solid Snake would like to, they could still jump in for an interview. If they don't, I understand. This seed was pretty mentally taxing right from the get-go. And it looks like we will be getting an interview with Snake down in the setup room. Just needs to join up in here in the live room. And here we have Snake. Snake, GG's. I mean, well played at the getting out of Lower Norfair.
Ooh, doggy beep. What a start to a seed, is all I have to say.
Yeah, both you and CraneOP were having very difficult times getting out of there.
Yeah,
It's-
I just finally decided to save at the start point because I got sick of getting power bombs trying to run back.
Yeah, and that's a very smart play, honestly. Just solidifying that little lead that you might get, and also not having to go down through the boulders and all the fumes. I got to learn their names.
Yeah, man, what a terrifying start. Props to the CraneOP for winning the race, of course. Awesome competitor, pushing me to my limit at every moment there. Put up a great time considering the seed. Man, I just gotta say, actually a lot of fun. Really wish I would have manually recorded where my transition. I could not find pipe to save after getting all the equipment. So, man, I was just really disheartened. I really wanted to finish the at everything I needed. Couldn't.
Well, I will say it's at least nice that you were able to get into go mode. Finding all the door transitions is really difficult without a tracker. If you're looking for a tracker, there's one on the Varia website if you wanted to use that one. There's also one from Sentient Flatbread, who was kind enough to give it to the community.
That is sick to hear about Crane. Yeah, I was aware of the tracker, and I just gotta learn because full area random. The way you're gonna remember, you have to take some kind of, unless you're super mega mind. That's my advice.
Yeah, it is something that you can remember within a race, but remembering it for each and every race that you might do, especially with all these weeks, and sometimes there's light area randomization, sometimes there's full area randomization, it gets really hard and you start meshing those ideas in your head.
Yeah, that explains why I ran to BT actually, because in my mind I'm like, oh yeah, chosers are incentivized. And it's like, no, they're not. It was fun either way. Thanks for having me on. It was a great race. Thanks for having us here on SpeedGaming. It's always a pleasure. Appreciate you, Terry.
Yeah, and thank you for running. I mean, that was a all in all pretty good race. I think the only thing that ended up being an unfortunate downfall is when you got to criteria, there were 4 items represented to you, and then you elected to go down to Red Tower instead.
Yeah, that was really the biggest mistake I made. Going down right away was not the right move, for sure. Heading left seemed like the right move. That seems to have led to Crane getting actually a lot more mobility. and I ended up just wandering around fair base.
Yeah, I think it was after the 15-minute mark that Crane OP ended up getting out of Lower Norfair and then booked it straight through Criteria and then immediately found Green Brinstar. So just finding all the goods right away.
Yeah, I took this weird back way into Green Brinstar that was really awkward. Kind of, but whatever. It was a good race either way, and I enjoyed it. So that's all that.
Yeah, and I feel like that's what this tournament was mostly about, just introducing plausibly new players, which they introduced a lot of new players, including myself and Craneop, and I think, are you also a new player?
No, I've been an 8% runner for a couple of years, but I didn't play Rand very much. So it is my first big foray into Rand.
Yeah, Rando is a completely different beast, especially with all these settings.
And, you know, it doesn't hurt that I'm rusty as heck. But, you know, it's a lot of fun either ways. And it's great to see new players coming into the scene. Glad that Kip and all them put this together. Big thank you to Tracy, Kip, Stratus, all those working, getting really. Make sure you guys check out the Hockey Towner when he does commentary, because he's my boy.
Hockey Towner's commentaries always gets me excited.
Oh, yeah, he's the man. Thanks for having me. Have a great evening.
Yeah. See everyone next mission. As for what's to come next, we do have, let's see, a race that is going on right now over on SpeedGaming, which is Ruya versus Vibrant Colors. And that's going to be it for the early morning, because this is getting very early into the morning in Eastern Standard Time. After that, it gets back into the PM times, so quite a bit of break after that last match tonight. GG's to both runners, and with that all being said, thanks everyone for watching.